Hey y'all, I'm here on the patio, finally able to have tea outside because it's gotten warm enough, and now it's too warm. It's like 80 degrees early in the morning, muggy. I mean, if you have never been to Missouri, you need to come here because the humidity makes it hotter than anywhere else. So we always go from cold to hot. Anyway, here is today's tea tasting, Gunpowder tea. It's actually in the book. Chinese green tea, a favorite of the 19th century. Now, this is from Elmwood in Fine Teas, and I was looking for the name of it. This is their collector's tin. They actually have this exact same tin in regular variety, so you can get either one. Oh, there's the name. Elmwood in Fine Teas in Danville, Kentucky. So, brewing instructions, it's important to note that this is green tea. So, I have my scale and I've weighed out 5 ounces. I'm getting ready to do my first sniffing. But here's what the dry leaves look like. You can see they're little round pellets. That's why they're called gunpowder, because they're rolled into little pellets like gunpowder that you would put into your muskets during the Civil War. So here is the color of the liqueur. It's after like a 20-second steep. That's where I always start, at 80 degrees Celsius, 175 degree Fahrenheit. And pour this. It's always difficult to pour with my left hand while I film. That way you can see the color in the cup. It's kind of a yellow color. Now I wanted to share with you what is often done with gunpowder tea is to make Moroccan mint tea with it, which has nothing to do with Morocco, just as this gunpowder has nothing to do with gunpowder that goes in the rifles, other than it's shaped like it. But I have here some spearmint, which is used to make Moroccan mint tea, and I have a ton of it because I grow it in my garden. I don't like mint unless it's spearmint, and this is from last year, and I've got 2 jars of this. So it is my plan to make myself some Moroccan mint tea with this gunpowder. After 3 steeps, this is what the leaves look like. I did pull some out onto the lid, so you can see they're not opened up already. That's just a sign I'm going to get lots of steeps out of this tea. But there's what one looks like. You can see it's kind of a full leaf, which is awesome. I think that's a sign of good quality. I have to crack up though. We have this stuff in the bottom of our cups, which is more like gunpowder to me. So as I'm steeping it a little longer, up to 60 seconds, you can see the color of the liqueur has changed to more of a golden color. It's kind of cool. I think I've done 4 steeps in here now, and I think I'm going to go ahead and put this spearmint in there and test with it to see what it tastes like. Don't you just love how when I dry this mint from my yard, and I personally dry it, how green it stays? I mean, this is a year old and it's still green. I love it.
Okay, we are sitting in the garden on the back 40, having some gunpowder tea with spearmint grown from the herb garden in our yard. It tastes kind of like Moroccan mint tea, but not the country. And we have a lovely painted picture. And we are going to sip some tea. Very nice.
Here are my tasting notes for this gunpowder tea. It was from Elmwood in Fine Teas in Kentucky. June 12th was my tasting date. This tea is green tea. It's from the Sichuan province in China. It doesn't say that on the website, but it did say it on the can. On the website, I think it says just China. So I looked it up, and this is where it's located. Processing. It is rolled into round pellets. Maybe someday I'll look on YouTube and see if I can't see some better videos on how it's processed. The website says it's premium green tea. Now, from the website, they actually sell it in two different locations. One is the organic version, and it says it's also available as our American Civil War green tea. So it's the exact same tea, but one is marketed to, people learning about history and wanting to learn more about the Civil War. And the other is marketed toward people who like pure leaf teas. It says it's a bold roasted green tea aroma flavor, and the tea received its name after buyers from the Dutch East India and China thought the rolled leaves looked like gunpowder. And I found this important. The website called it pinhead grade gunpowder, one of the world's best known China green teas. So let's see. I don't want to do all of this too much. On the website, it did say brew 165 to 175 degrees Fahrenheit. It said to do it for 3 to 5 minutes. 175 is also 80 Celsius. So if you have a electric kettle that does it in both Fahrenheit and Celsius, you can go back and forth between the two. So you can pause this and read. This is what it says on the Civil War version, which they are relating to the Civil War in Perryville, Kentucky, which is near where this store is located. Contrary to oft-told stories amongst the Civil War and American Revolutionary reenactors, the brick tea was not found in the soldiers' kit during either conflict. So this is just a name for marketing purposes that developed a very long time ago. So it really has nothing to do with the green tea itself. From Wikipedia, in Chinese, it's also known as zucha or pearl tea. So it's a form of tea that has been rolled into small round pellets. Let's see. I found it interesting. Wikipedia said it was first introduced in Taiwan, and the website for the Elmwood in Fine Teas says that it was originally from China. So who knows which one is correct. So I also found on Wikipedia, this is where the pinhead was important. Let me make this a little bit larger. So there are varieties. There's the ping shu gunpowder, which is the original and most common variety of gunpowder tea with larger pearls, better color, and more aromatic infusion. So it's also sold as Temple of Heaven gunpowder or Pinhead gunpowder. So that's why up here from their website, I felt that was the best tip for me to know which type it is. So this type that I tasted is the Pinhead gunpowder, the original. There's also a Formosa gunpowder, which is grown in Taiwan, and it's claimed to have its own characteristic aroma, different from the Zhejiang province. This Formosa gunpowder teas are typically fresh and roasted oolongs. So that would be interesting to go get a Formosa gunpowder and a Pingshu, I'm not claiming to say that right, gunpowder, and compare them to see how they're different. Now, this to me is the kicker to it all. And I got this, of course, off of Wikipedia. This is a screenshot. There's several types of green tea are commonly rolled into gunpowder. So gunpowder just basically means rolled tea to make it look like little pellets. But what kind of tea is it actually? For this one, I really don't know. Some of them that are commonly used are chunmi, I've had that one. Tia Guanyin, I've had that one. Hai Hongganwen, I don't think I've had that one. Dong Ding, I think I've had that one, as well as many other jasmine teas. So, but these apparently are the four that are, I would like to know which one of these four is my gunpowder tea. Um, so, there's some of my other notes. Another thing is that gunpowder tea is combined with spearmint leaves. I've got the word tea in here, need to put leaves, uh, which creates a well known blend called the Moroccan mint tea. This is all kind of really funny to me that gunpowder has nothing to do with the actual kind of tea it is, and Moroccan mint has nothing to do with Morocco. Oh, the things that you see in the tea world, and how things were named. So, I love Moroccan mint tea. It used to be my favorite tea. It's really good when you're um, sick. That's my favorite tea. I would always crave it if I'd have a sore throat. Um, and so it's also really good as iced tea or cold brewed tea. Here, gunpowder can be drunk with milk, so it's great for blending, adding it to cocktails, or cold brewing it. So there's the color, golden, on the spectrum. And that, with a 20-second steep, I was leaning toward yellow, more of this yellow. But then after a 60-second steep, it was clearly golden. I wanted to think that it was vegetal. This is the aroma, because I knew it was a green tea. So my mind is already prepping before I even smell it. Okay, think vegetal, this is green. But my first impression was floral, and then secondly, wooded. And I think the wood may be smoked as well. I was having trouble identifying and then realized, aha, it's straw, and straw is under the vegetal category. So I think of straw as a strong, dry smell as opposed to hay, which is a sweeter, wet smell, and I'm not sure why. But now that I smell it, that's all I can smell. I couldn't get anything else but straw after it clicked. Um, the astringents, the body was light and the astringency was smooth for the first steep. Now the third steep I did for 60 seconds, and it's always good to taste whether it's a forgiving tea, and this one changed to a bright light, but that's still a category I enjoy, so it's still not too astringent even when I brew it longer. Taste, I said sweet straw, which was just like it smelled, and hubby said grass. Um, it is a one note tea. I do not get any layers of flavor profiles. This is probably why the tea is good for blending with other flavors, though. Um, it, yeah, it's very consistent, so that makes it good to pair with other flavors. I added the spearmint from my yard to the fifth steep, and wow, it does! It tasted just like Moroccan mint tea that I've purchased. So I like that I can buy this tea and be versatile with it. The finish was juicy and mouth-watering, and I gave it 5 hearts, especially since I can blend it with the spearmint grown in my yard. I often don't know what to do with the spearmint in my yard. I love lemon balm. I use it everywhere, and I even, just brew it straight as lemon balm. But the mint, I don't like regular mint, but I like spearmint, so I grow spearmint. And um, I am glad to find something that I can use my spearmint on. Rather than buying Moroccan mint tea, I'll just buy this and use the spearmint in my yard. So that made me happy.